David Hinkson.
An inmate at a federal prison. This call is being recorded and is subject to monitoring. Hang up to decline the call or to accept, dial 5 now. If you wish to block any future calls of this nature, dial...
You there?
Hey, David, I got a couple things to tell you, but you go first, brother.
I was just going to tell you, I talked to Mel, and she said she found some of my old talk shows, and she said she already emailed them to you. I don't know if you took the time to listen to them.
Well, I haven't had a chance to listen to it. I just finished reading pages 101 through 150. Of course, the book is 370 pages long, so it takes me about an hour and 30 minutes to read 50 pages of the book. But it's all about how Ted Gunderson was working with some guy named J.C. Harding and Nancy Cook. I don't quite understand why would they have an incentive to set you up and entrap you? What were they going to get out of it?
Gunderson wanted water rods. He wanted to steal the business for himself. He called me many times asking if I'd be his partner.
Okay, gotcha.
He wanted me to get involved in his laundry ball business. Well, I'm not a con man, and I don't want anything to do with plastic laundry balls.
Okay.
And,
I got you. No, that's cool. It's just, my impression of Gunderson before I had met you and started reading this book was that he was a whistleblower FBI guy trying to take out satanic ritual abuse of children and pedophiles and stuff. But it appears that the world is a very complicated place, so no doubt about it.
I don't think there's a decent bone in that man's body. That's just my opinion. I think he's a lying, thieving, no good. And I think once you're a federal agent, I just don't know there's any... I think you're going to hell. I think that's just it.
Well, there you go. There you go. Well, anyway, I'm up to page 150, and I'm going to continue to try to read 50 pages a day, assuming I can keep on pace. I'll be completely read your entire father's book into YouTube.
You might really enjoy. She said she found one of my lectures I did in '96. I think it was titled "The U.S. is not the U.S. of A." That thing got over 100,000.
This call is from a federal prison.
Talk show only had 10,000 listeners, and 100,000 people they wanted a copy of that. I mean, it was really, he had more of those, that 2-hour talk show, more of those tapes went out than any other show we ever did.
Here's the $64 million question from my perspective. If I go find this video and it's you talking to some co-host or another host or whoever, is somebody going to come claim copyright against me and claim that I don't have access to that material? That's the $64 million.
No, Lou Epton's my best friend, and he's dead.
Okay. All right. What, nobody got copyright rights for his stuff once he passed away? Or?
No.
Okay.
Mel said she emailed it to you.
Okay.
She said she found 5 shows. But listen, Rod Remlin might have 1,000 shows.
Okay.
I mean, he archived a bunch of them digitally. You have Rod Remlin's number, I believe.
Well, I don't know if I have his number, but I have his email address. I just sent him an email recently. There's so much stuff going on, it's hard to keep up with, as you can imagine. Oh, Rod told me about a guy by the name of Eddie Ray Kahn. I guess he was involved in helping Wesley Snipes stand up to the IRS, and now Eddie Kahn is spending the rest of his life in prison.
Eddie Kahn was my friend also. I bought him a plane ticket and had him come give a speech, and yes, he was friends with Wesley Snipes. I never met Wesley myself, but Eddie Kahn knows his law. He knows what he's talking about. He's a fine Christian man. He gave the prayer when we had dinner, and his wife's name is Cookie.
Yep.
So it's Eddie and Cookie Kane.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try to reach out to Eddie Kahn in prison and get his story out there too, because he appears to be yet another possible innocent political prisoner. Let me share this with you. Our last conversation, you were talking about the, possible benefits of copper water, and I think in the past you've said that it can have a positive impact on multiple sclerosis, multiple dystrophy. I found the number from Guy, and the number Guy gave me is 800-547-2294. I'm going to call tomorrow and order some, just simply to say that I have tested it myself and I didn't die. But there is a guy by the name of Daniel Carter, and he left a comment on our last video. He says, I have multiple sclerosis, and I would gladly pay for some of this water. My email is, and he gives his email address, and I gave him the phone number. So I wanted you to know there are people that are listening to us talk, and they're listening to some of these conversations. I realize you have to be very careful in the wording, and we don't want to get you in trouble, but there are people that are paying attention to this, and so I just want you to know that.
If we could just cure one person of MS, Let me cover that just briefly. There's some diseases that are caused by the improper digestion of proteins. Some of these diseases are Lou Gehrig's, MS, MD, Duchenne's muscular dystrophy, multiple sclerosis, Lou Gehrig's disease, to name a few. But we had a black minister. There's two brothers that are black ministers in New York. They own a company called Cap Distributing. Maybe they listen. Anyway, they gave some of this copper to one of their ladies in their church. She's a black lady. Okay, the disease she had is a black disease, sickle cell. Her sickle cell went away.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So I think that really what I was doing is going through the periodic table and taking different heavy metals that are normally poisonous and trying to put them in the most toxic, benign form I could, and then having people test it. I usually tested it on me first. I almost killed myself from the copper. I made it wrong. The first batch I made, oh man, I can tell you exactly what poisonous copper does. Okay.
Yeah, and this begs the question, and I hate to interrupt you because I know your time is precious, but this begs the question: do you trust that guy who, I guess it's Guy that's making this stuff on the outside now that you're in prison? Do you trust that he's doing it right? Because if people are going to be drinking this stuff and calling this number Monday, how much faith do you have that the product?
Well,
This call is from a federal prison.
I trust Guy totally because he had a guy that I taught go over and make it for him. His name was Doug. And we sent a quart of it to Derek Karchner, my cousin, who lives in St. George, Utah. And Derek had the common, what do you call it, a lung infection for 3 months. He was coughing up phlegm for 3 months. It wasn't TB or anything, but he just couldn't get rid of it. And I had this theory that the copper, as it has been proven to cross the blood-brain barrier and the spinal fluid barriers, I had this idea that why don't we have Derek drink a whole 8-ounce glass of it for his first dose and see what it does, because if it's in your lymph system, it's in your phlegm. You follow?
Yeah.
He didn't inhale it, in other words. He drank the copper water, and 2 hours later he quit coughing. So that was a test I actually did from prison. Then we got Scott Canner, that lawyer in Vegas, had lymphoma, drank a gallon in 30 days, and lost his lymphoma. Okay. Now, there's only one negative side effect to the copper. Okay, you can't take it on an empty stomach. You ask, what does it taste like? Well, you can't taste it at all when you put it in food. You don't even know it's there. But if you sit there and drink it straight, it has a metallic taste, and it will make you queasy if you have an empty stomach. You know epitap syrup that you give it to kids to make them throw up?
Yeah, I think I've heard. I think I've heard of it. Yeah.
If you drink, you can't throw up because you have an empty stomach. But if you drink a glass of copper water on an empty stomach, you're gonna feel green. You're gonna be dry heaving. You're gonna be going because it really super affects digestion. I mean, it really affects digestion as a coenzyme. You're not supposed to take it on an empty stomach. You're supposed to,
all right.
Put it in your smoothie. Put it in some milk. I used to put it in my oatmeal.
Okay, I'll put it in a fruit smoothie. I heard that damn beep that's going to cut us off real soon. I don't know why they're cutting us off after only 8 minutes, but please save some time.
I wanted you to hear my lecture and post it on your internet as fast as possible, because that was one of the best ones I ever did, and it was 1996, and there's people out there that would love to hear that.
I'll go download it and put it on my channel, David, and I'll try to listen to it as I get time.
She sent you five shows I did in the past.
Okay.
Which I could hear.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I got you. Save your minutes, because we want you to have time and not use them all up quite just yet. But we love you. We're praying for you. Yep.
I love you too. I sent you the incubator.
Cut him off. It cut him off after 9 minutes. I mean, I thought I was supposed to get 15 minutes. I hope they're not charging him for the full 15 minutes. It's insanity. I mean, I can't really stress how important these phone calls are from these prisoners. And you learn to take them for granted, because they call quite a bit for a short period of time. But like Schaefer, like Russell, like Jeffrey Winehouse, they cut them off, and then you don't get them anymore. And so you realize, if you look at a bigger view of history, a bigger view of your life, that this time period, that this communication window is open, is incredibly precious, because the evil bastards that run the prison systems and control these communication systems, they can cut this off in a heartbeat. And all of a sudden you lose communication with what you have gained as a friend. And so I don't take these calls for granted. I think every one of them are precious, and that's why I try to be available as much as I can. Please keep David in your prayers, and I pray that he can get on the outside so that he doesn't have to come through the satanic prison phone system to talk to us. Thank you for your time.